Shangri-La Frontier Season 2. It's another fun season. This is a spoiler review, and this is just my reaction and review of the season. I'm going to break down some key moments and key pieces. So if you haven't seen the 25 episode season, go watch 25 episode season and come back and log in, and we'll go ahead and discuss some hot pieces of this season. So the first part of the season is really kind of like a little bit slow. It's a little more build up. Raku's trying to get more material to have a Bunny, Emil's sister, a blacksmith, make more upgraded weapons for him. So just like any other game, you need to get a blacksmith to upgrade your weapons. You need to get material to do that. He's pretty much material farming to get new weapons. He's already like maxed out at level 99, but he can't get stronger because of Lycagon, the Night Slayer's curse on him. So he's already as strong as he can get, but pretty much for the most part, he can't add more armor and stuff like that without being like heavy lightweight. Only he put on armor on his head and he can wear pants, but he can't wear anything over his chest because of the scar. But he's doing well. So he's trying to get more stuff so he can hit the blacksmith, make more items for him, more weapons for him. While he's trying to do that, Pilsagon and Oikoisu, they pretty much jump him and make him come to a meeting where they all are talking to a bunch of other big shots in Shangri-La Frontier. You have the Wolf Gang, the Night Slayers, I believe their name is. They're like hunting down all the other Colossi, the 7 Colossi. I'll talk about them in a moment. You have the animal group, which is nothing but furries who like dress as animals. They all want to pet all the animals. And then you have the library, which is the professor and his group. They just study the history of Shangri-La Frontier, try to unlock stuff and figure stuff out from there. Well, pretty much you learn that Lycagon is a female wolf. You learn that Raku doesn't give all the tips on how to get to Rabbitusa and how he got ML, his bunny companion, how he found her. But he gives a few things on what he did when he found Lycagon and how he fought Lycagon and some few things there. They kind of make this little pack here and they go on about their business. Well, so Raku's still trying to get more material. He's fighting these ice scorpions. Finds a unique monster, a golden scorpion, and he's fighting this thing and planning how to beat it by using the inventory that he got from defeating some Weathermon, who is another Colossi, one of the 7 Colossi. I'm gonna still get to them. He's doing all this, and while I'm watching this show, I hear the beat of Welcome to the Jungle. And it's not beat for beat of Welcome to the Jungle. It's a generic knockoff version of Welcome to the Jungle. And it pretty much stopped me in my tracks when I was listening to it. I was like, I know that beat. That doon 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 doon. Dun, 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 dun.
Brushing me off to regenerate's pretty rude, bro. And fortune!
Anyway, I hear that and I'm like, is that Welcome to the Jungle? Are they playing Welcome to the Jungle? And then Raku, for some reason, says, Welcome to the Jungle.
Welcome to the jungle, bug boy.
While he's fighting this golden scorpion, I was like, well, that wasn't a thought, and now you know. Okay, all right, writers, I see what y'all doing there, script writers. And anyway, he defeats this thing, he gets the new material, he gets new weapons, stuff like that, and then he kind of just logs out of Shangri-La for a moment and goes plays another game, Nephilim Hollows, or Nephilim Hollows, something like that, which is like a mecha game. And the show switched from Shangri-La Frontier to this mecha game where he goes and fights a bunch of other characters. He comes back, this one dude challenges him, Raku beats him. This girl shows up named Russ. She kicks Raku's butt. Raku's like, well, I got a challenge. I love a challenge. Let's do this. So he makes a new Gundam in a sense and decides to fight Russ and beats Russ. And Russ is like, I've been defeated. And then she makes a new build and then beats Raku again, but then Raku finds out that Russ and her companion, they are also playing Shangri-La Frontier. So Russ and they know the area to the next Colossi, which is a giant kraken. So somebody who's hunting down the Colossi, so Raku's like, bet, tell me, and I'll tell you how you get more mecha stuff, because Russ is a huge mecha fan. She loves robots, and she wants more robot material. So he's like, bet, that's our deal. We just got to get to the other side of the map, and we will have a discussion, meet up, and restart the new event to kick off the next Colossi. Bet. So the show kind of shifts to that. So now you know what the back half of the show is going to be like. They're going to fight this water monster, but we're like, all right, cool. We're going to get there. We're going to get there, right? We're going to get there. You got to walk across. And like any video game where you play, where you like Skyrim, Elden Ring, Dark Souls, where you just can't teleport to the area. You have to walk to a new area because you just can't teleport. You haven't been there. You haven't explored it. Some Raku's like, well, I need a companion. He's like, I don't want to get Pencil Gun, and I don't want to get Oikasu. I just keep saying that dude's name wrong. I don't want to get them, so who can I ask? Cypher Zero. Cypher Zero's elated. She's like, oh my God, there's my moment. Some Raku's reaching out to me. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. So she goes and meets up with Sun Raku. Sun Raku has to get through another, like, a valley of like mechanics or dead mechanics, or kind of like some kind of just graveyard. He had to get to this graveyard to get to Cypher Zero. Fights another mini boss. Gets to it. And now I'm gonna take a deviation from I do like how this show had mini bosses set up, and like it's not a thing where Sun Raku gonna be inconvenienced by. The dude is one of the best gamers in the world, and he already established that in season 1. It's just like, okay, what's little things to add to your journey. Like when you're playing a video game like this, like Elden Ring, Skyrim, where you're trying to get to a spot and you gotta come across a bad guy mini boss where you're like, you're good enough to beat the character. You're like, that's not a problem, but it's just a minor inconvenience. But yeah, it is what it is. And you beat the boss, clear the area, move on. That's pretty much what that is. He does get there. He meets Ray, which is Cypher Zero. She's like, hey, call me Ray, because she has a crush on Sun Raku. Hopefully this layers out more. We get more of their little... they don't know who each other are. She knows who he is in real life. He's like knows of her, but doesn't really know her. And he doesn't know it's the character. The character he's playing with is the person that has a huge crush on him. And Ray is too scared to tell him in person. Once again, Cypher Zero is like one of the toughest characters in this world. She's one of the strongest warriors on Shangri-La Frontier. And she's folding like Boa Hancock for Luffy in this series with Sun Raku. So they're like, all right, we're going on this journey, and Cypher Zero gets lost going through this valley of like this graveyard to get to over to the ocean city. Or not the ocean city, but get to the oceanfront city. So she's like, we're lost, and Sun Raku's like, yeah, there it is. Now, it's one thing about Sun Raku I think is cool. He's quippy, but like Peter Parker quippy, where he says stuff that's happening. Like, okay, really? Sure. And he calls people out on things like, all right, there it is. She's lost. All right, let's see what we can do here. It's just a fun character. Like he's jokey. He can get behind him. He says one-liners and things of that nature. You're like, oh, but okay, but heck, he's a high schooler, so it works out for him. But anyway, they get lost and they come across the animal furry people. And the furries are like, oh, you shouldn't come this way, Sun Raku, because we are doing stuff over here. We're plotting things. And you told us how to get the rabbit too, so we don't need to get there. We found the best thing. Lycagon, the Night Slayer, who shows up, and I kid you not, when I saw this like mid part of season 2, I legit said, oh shit. Like the only time I've actually said that was watching wrestling or watching Rogue One, a Star Wars story, when Darth Vader showed up in that movie and you're like thinking everything's calm, and then you just see a red lightsaber in the breathing. You're like, oh shit, well that happened. I was like, we're fighting Lycagon now? What? This is not the final boss at the end of the season? What? End of the series? What? We're doing this now? Let's go. And Cypher Zero and Sun Raku team up. It was like a 5-episode fight. Team up to go after Lycagon. By the way, Lycagon just destroys the furries. She gets rid of them. And as Sun Raku and Ray was watching, they're like, that's interesting. They never saw it coming because Lycagon has 2. They have a clone, a shadow clone, Naruto, and the original. So all right. Ray and Sunraku said square up, and they go toe to toe with Lycagon again. And it's a pretty dang good fight where they even had a save from a ninja girl named Akane, who comes out. She saves them and kind of do like a little Naruto stuff to get the Naruto character in here, the ninja character. It's not really Naruto, but she's a ninja. She's a Koichi. She comes in, saves them, and the three of them take out Lycagon. And Lycagon's like, good job. Thanks for beating my clones. I'm not the real thing. But here's the thing, a new mission for you. Find me when you're ready to square up for real. And Sunraku's like, this mother flip-flop, how dare she do this to us? We out here struggling, fighting for our lives out here. And you telling me this wasn't in the main one? This is just a side boss to the real boss? Bull crap. Bootylicious. This is not it. But heck, you know what? Here we are. So they get past Lycagon and they go to the new oceanfront beach place and they meet Russ and the guy from the other game, from Nephilim Hollow. And they are like, huh, glad you can meet us, Sunraku. Let's get this mission started. Which the mission starts off with them finding a little boy, Captain, who's like, I'm looking for my father. But here's the thing, Sunraku, because he has the scars of the marking of Lycagon on him, she, by the way, put more markings on him because she's like, you're good. I want to fight you for real. So now he has more markings on himself from Lycagon. The little boy noticed that. The kid pirate's like, oh, shoot. Well, hey, I see you have Lycagon stuff on you. And he starts freaking out as an NPC. Anyway, they unlock the new mission where it is Sunraku, Russ, and then the other guy whose name I don't really care for right now. He's just like, he's Russ's companion. They're there, and by mistakenly, because they didn't close out of his party, Akane and ML and Akane's bunny and Cypher Zero both get dragged on along with this whole mission. And mind you, there's a moment in this season where Sunraku gets so caught up in the whole politics of Shangri-La Frontier where he almost did not allow Cypher Zero to help him. And he was like, should I help her? Should I not? Should I not get it? He's like, know what? F this. Let's have fun. And they go have fun. And they break the chain and have fun. Which the Frontier opening, which is the second half of season 2, which shows the chain break, is probably, I listen to the song on repeat. The rap with the like orchestra beat and everything, and the I don't even know, like kind of like Sephiroth's music with the orchestra and then the beat and like the tunes and everything. Like it all goes together. Anyway, it shows the images of him breaking the chain of just having fun again and doesn't care about the politics of Shangri-La Frontier. Well, Cypher Zero is still part of his party and they go and try to fight the Kraken. And the ship gets surrounded by like fish monsters, which is a cool moment. Cypher Zero power is so drained from the fight with Lycagon, she actually switches bodies with a different character build. They all managed to get to the underwater city, kind of like Atlantis, and get separated. So the back half of this season, Sunraku's kind of looking for everybody. He meets a shark NPC to help fight mermaids. It's kind of just like hanging out right now until they have to get together on X Day to defeat the Kraken. By the way, while they're waiting, Okasu grabs Pencil Gun, grabs Sunraku, and goes to a video game tournament, like a fighter tournament. Kind of like, Marvel vs. Capcom. Pretty much, but instead of with 3 characters, you got 4 characters. A 4-on-1 or 4v4 fighter tournament thing for just United States versus Japan. And the #1 gamer, Ellie Goldberg. And now I can think of WWE. Goldberg is coming back to Japan to take on Oikasu, and he needs a squad. And he gets Pencil Gun, and he gets Sunraku, and then his friend, who is also one of his gamer companions, she's like, well, I don't trust these two. you brought them here, and they're just doing Shangri-La Frontier stuff with you, but yeah, why did you do this? And so he was like, well, you don't believe them. Here, take a swing at them. Let them show you what they're about. And Sunraku was like, yeah, I don't know much about this fighting game, superhero fighting game, but I'll do it. I'll dive in. Dives in, and he goes one-on-one with the girl and beats her. She was like, I did not see this coming. Where are you? Who are you? You just kicked my butt from left and right. Okay. I see what you got selected. And then for Pencilgon, Pencilgon was just like, she's like, hey, you know what? I like to use what I can do. I'm gonna take advantage of everything. I'm a villain, so I'm gonna just go ahead and do some dirty tactics and win. So like, she's like, all right, Orikatsu, they check out. You're good. We're good. So Orikatsu wants a test. Sunraku, because Sunraku plays similar to Goldberg. So Goldberg plays with this character that looks like, if you watch Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, do you know the character Elemental Hero Neos? It's pretty much Elemental Hero Neos, but just a different version of them. That's all that I can tell you. Jaden, Yuki, Elemental Hero Neos, which the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX characters, the Elemental Heroes, are designed super well. Gotta give props to those character designs. Anyway, back to this. So Sunraku uses Elemental Hero Neos, or this world Elemental Hero Neos, and beats Okatsu. And Okatsu's like, all right, I know what I need to do because he plays like her and just keep you on your toes. I got this. Square up next time. But then we get a little plot issue because Okatsu got brought into a Call of Duty tournament on the day of. So it's only going to be starting off the girl from Okatsu squad, Pencilgon, and Sunraku versus Ellie Goldberg and the rest of her crew. And season 2 ends on that note. I had fun watching this season. I had a really good time watching this season. I binged a lot of this season, which is rare for me to binge most of anything besides One Piece, because I watch One Piece. I've seen One Piece and I'm reviewing this series. So, of course, I'm binge. I don't need to pay 1,000% attention to something I already watched multiple times. But Shangri-La Frontier is like one of my favorite new animes that I watch, and I adore this show. From the music to the characters, from how they designed. Like, yes, Sunraku, he's pretty much you don't have to worry about him losing unless he faces a character that's better than him. But for the most part, he knows what he's doing. He's not a slouch because he played horrible games. So when playing a good game, he's like, I'm good at this. The thing is, Shangri-La Frontier plays off the character, so therefore it challenges him. And you want to know how you can go overcome these challenges. Weak characters, no big deal. But these like 7 Colossi, he really wants to know how to defeat them. And the 7 Colossi are 7 monsters, unique monsters, the baddest of the bad that runs Shangri-La Frontier. And Lycagon the Night Slayer is one of them that we've seen, which is the wolf. You have Weatherman, who's the samurai, the weather samurai that we've seen. The Kraken is the newest one. And then there is a dragon that Akane came across, and she got a mark on her forehead from the dragon. She said, I'll just mind my own business. He showed up, and she was like, box, scrap. And she got beaten, of course, but she got the mark as well. So those who are similar, and Akane, she was in another video game from season 1 that I almost tossed out, but it was a glitching game that Sunraku was playing to help him defeat Weatherman. He figured out, I need to do this to beat Weatherman. Well, she was playing against him in that game, followed Sunraku to Shangri-La Frontier, and she wants to join his squad. But we don't know what her thing is. We'll find out in season 3. Also, we still don't know what happened to the rest of the crew. There's people missing when they got to the underwater city, so looking forward to that in season 3. And also curious to see if Goldberg is going to pick up Shangri-La Frontier. She played it, so she has a character in it, but we don't come across her yet. And I think another thing with the side stories, it's like filler, but it's not bad filler because it's expanding the world of Shangri-La Frontier, and these characters who they're meeting in these other video games play Shangri-La Frontier, which played by 30 million people, something like that, worldwide. So all these people are going to come across each other at least some point in time. Shangri-La Frontier is that big, but we have somebody named Sunraku who is causing the developers to lose their crap because he's beating the game left and right, or he's beating bosses left and right and moving the game forward to completion. Like, nobody was supposed to beat Weatherman for like 10 years, and yet he did it within, a few months of playing. So with that being said, they're moving the game further and further and further, and I'm curious to see how they're going to defeat this Kraken creature. Like, what is it going to be, like a Hydra Kingdom Hearts thing where you fight the Hydra character, or fight Ursula in Kingdom Hearts where you can't really fight her whole body but you're punching her face? Like, I'm curious to see how this is going to be. Or like Dark Souls, when you fight the Hydra in the water and you can't really go to the water and fight. You have to like shoot it from the land. You shoot it from the land where you try to get up in front, cut the head, but you cut one head, multiple heads appear. Like, I'm curious to see how is this going to play out. I'm really curious. But as far as the season goes, Shangri-La Frontier Season 2, it gets an A from me. It is a fun season. I really enjoy this season. It gets an A. I'm looking forward to the second season, or to Season 3. Season 1 is great. Season 2, ends on a higher note than Season 1. Because Season 1, like, once you defeated Weathermind, it was like, what else is there to do? But in Season 2, they're setting up. They left on a cliffhanger, and they're about to fight, the Americans who probably some of the best gamers in the world as well. So I want to see what this looks like. And by the way, Sunraku is ridiculous because a dude would not show his face in real life. Like, Okasu gets Pencil Gun and Sunraku to meet in person, and he's like, I need to stick to the bit. Play the part, keep the mask on, and he keeps a gas mask on. And I'm like, my God. And then Pencil Gun, because she's a model, she's like, I don't need to distract people with my beauty. Okay, Boa Hancock. So I'm going to wear a cosplay. So you had two cosplay characters, and I don't know, I think it's kind of cool. So yeah, this is a fun anime. I think if you love shonen animes and you love action and video games and video game lores and a breakdown and stuff, like, you play Elden Ring, you play Kingdom Hearts, you play Final Fantasy, you play Skyrim and Dark Souls, you probably should watch this anime because it's gonna make you get that nostalgic feeling of like, I've done that before in the game. I have to go run over here and do this. I've done that before in the game. I run over here and do this. Oh, there's that boss that I hate facing, but when you get done with that Sephiroth, you're like, oh my gosh, it took me 30 tries. But I got you. I got you, Cynthia. So, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Shangri-La Frontier, my review of Shangri-La Frontier Season 2. I appreciate y'all. See you on the next episode, and keep being awesome. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I really appreciate that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. If there's a review you want me to watch or do, let me know. Please put it in the comment section below this video. Also, you want to watch the last episode movie breakdowns, it's right there. Just gotta click on it and you'll be able to watch it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Love y'all, and keep being awesome.